Hey guys, so I ended up getting a Korg Wavestate. Sold some old equipment I wasn't using and some Behringer equipment. There's a controversy going around the whole Behringer thing, so I'm gonna opt out of Behringer equipment in the future. If you want to stick with it, it's all power to you with that, but personally I'm staying away from it. So anyway, this thing is great. The acoustic samples, especially for the piano, sound fantastic. The killer part of it about it is the filter emulations on this. So I used to have an MS-20, the original and the mini. Just not a monosynth kind of person, so I ended up getting rid of them. But the filters are emulated great, at least for the MS-20. That's just the standard piano sample. Engaging the filter. Yeah, that just sounds great. Poly 6 as well sounds good. I've never had a Poly 6, but I've heard it enough to know that that filter sounds pretty good. I've used a Poly 6 before. Yeah, so it's great for acoustic stuff. It's also really good for ambient stuff because you have wave sequencing. Look up the loop op video and the sonic state video for more information on that. I'm not going to go into that. It's pretty complicated to program is one of the caveats I have to that. But, you know, that's good. The build quality is, quite frankly, just crap. So it's plastic, especially for the price point. That's kind of sad because it's like, it was originally an $800 synth. It came down to $750 because I guess they're not selling all that well right now. That's what I'm assuming. And it's just plastic and really cheap feeling plastic. The Argon 8 and the Hydrasynth module are both in the same price point. The Argon 8, the full keybed version, is in this price point. And it feels infinitely better. It's metal, it has a Fatar keybed. This keybed is very flimsy feeling. It's, yeah, if you can see here, the keys really have a lot of play to them. And you can really feel the rubber dome underneath it. It's just not fantastic. This sound makes up for that shortcoming. The panel is okay. I mean, the knobs feel great. The buttons are very clicky, but some of them are too small. They can become fatiguing at times. Joystick feels fine. I mean, it's a little loose, but it's supposed to be. It's not a center home joystick. It's one you pick a vector and go for it kind of thing. The wheels are a little cheap feeling. Yeah, it is what it is. I wish Korg would have put a little more money into the rest of it, given other synths for the same price point have. Yeah. So, again, the samples are great. I'm going to be using it on a lot of my JRPG music, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. Let me bring up some more samples that I really like. Oh, the reverb was on the entire time. It sounds great. The effects are almost perfect on this thing. The only problem I have with them is you don't get very many settings. You get to pick a preset of the effect, but you don't get to tweak a lot of the settings. You get to tweak like the tone control and the time and the size of the reverb, for instance, or the time of the delay and feedback, but not like the modulation settings. You have to pick a preset that has those baked in. So I'm wondering if they're doing some kind of convolution or something like that. I don't know. I mean, convolution is pretty simplistic CPU-wise to play back, I believe, so maybe that's what they're doing. So yeah, I really like the dulcimer. I'll add some tape delay so you can hear that. It's pretty awesome. Oh, the harp. The harp is amazing. I went ahead and turned off the delay there for a second so you can hear the harp with that reverb. It's just... Yeah, so given the effects sound so great, this thing could just be an all-in-one synth for a lot of ambient stuff. You won't have to really connect an external reverb to it. I'm going to because I feel the Eventide effects and the Strymon effects still sound better. But for all the synths I've owned in the past, maybe for the Peak does have a better sounding reverb in my opinion. but it's pretty good. So, I mean, for built-in. So yeah, I mean, it's a all-in-one synth if you want to play it that way. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, not much else to say about it. I really like it so far, other than the build quality. That could have been better. Oh, I also have to mention that the point is to make it really cheap, that they're using a Raspberry Pi on the inside for everything else. So you're basically buying the software. I'm okay with that. You're not really buying the hardware in terms of putting a lot of money into that side of things. At least it doesn't feel that way. So yeah, it's cool. Thanks for watching.